Out on YouTube. This is the second episode on the ChatGPT class series. So by now, hopefully you played around with it a bit and you can see some of the incredible potential. It's really like having your personal assistant that's able to achieve actions instantaneously. So it's different than Google, where you're able to ask questions in order to get back some sort of answers. Here, you're actually able to ask for tasks or procedures to get done. And it's just a really, really powerful tool, which we'll explore some more today. And so I'll start over here on this GitHub repo, which hopefully you saw was linked in the description of the last episode. And so I'm not going to go through all these. There's probably more than 100, but if you look through here, you can see in the case, right, as a life coach, where there's a lot of occupations which are in serious jeopardy of having really substantial changes for those people. And so it's really important for, I think, a lot of people in a lot of industries to be aware of these technologies and how to utilize them to enhance their skills and to leverage their experience instead of just sort of allowing themselves to become obsolete because they simply don't know about the tools that exist around them or how to use them in order to maintain a competitive advantage. So again, there's a lot of people, especially a friend Bali, right, um, who are life coaches. Okay, and that is what they do. And you can hear that the prompt basically allows for me to have a life coach at my beck and call whenever I'd like for free. So I can take that prompt, which I won't read it for you. You can obviously read, and I will just take it over here and I will start a new chat and I will just put it right in there and let's see what we get. So again, the first request is I need help developing healthier habits for managing stress. And as you can see, Chat GTP is giving me a lot of different ideas, a lot of different steps that I can take in order to lower and limit my stress. And these are things which traditionally you may have had to schedule time out of your day for, and then you have to go and pay money. And all of this now is theoretically available at your fingertips. And we'll go much more into it. And before I continue, let's do another example. So let's usually some people they like to use travel planners so that if they go somewhere during a certain time of year, they can know what to do on a certain budget. And so let's see here. Let's say so again, first I want to provide some context to I want to assign a role to the chat GTP. So I'm going to say you are a travel planner. Okay, so boom, now I'm talking to a travel planner free of charge. And I want for you to provide me a travel plan for Kathmandu, Nepal from May 20th until May 25th this year. My budget is we'll have a nice trip. 1,500 for Nepal. Believe me, that's going to get you quite a lot uh, for 5 days in Kathmandu, Nepal, especially in Tamil district. My budget is 1,500, and I am 35-year-old male who likes the outdoors and dancing. Okay, so my travel planner. See what we get. Okay, so as you can see, I am getting a really detailed travel plan. Arrival is, I mean, it's giving me the headings, right? The day one, bullet points, what I should do, giving me actual locations, why I should visit them. Again, it's stunning, right? Describing Shivapuri National Park, which is actually quite stunning. Go into this. I've been here before. Don't know how to say it. Ah, yes, Monkey Temple. That's the easy way to say it. So again, this could have potentially cost you a good deal of time because you have to find a travel agent, then you have to reach out to the travel agent, you have to start the communications, you have to let the travel agent know who you are, where you're going, when you're going there, these different parameters, this, that. Then they have to take that information and go and look at what possibilities they are, and then they have to put it all together. And so again, like a huge process that's just been incredibly optimized, and potentially in a matter of less than 5 minutes. I'm not going to say we've made two jobs obsolete, but we have certainly changed the manner in which they can be done. Well, I think that is quite evident. Okay, so there's going to be some more stuff to cover, but for now, a couple things to help you with your prompts, right? Because it's your output, what I'm getting here, all depends on your input. And so there's a couple things that you can do that can help with your input, which are called modifiers. Now, I don't have a whiteboard, and I'm really not going to try and draw one on the screen, but modifiers, there's lots of different kinds. So things like locations, right? So I could say, on top of or here, right? Those are locations. I can say things that strengthen, right? I could say I want a recipe for, hot chicken, or I could say for extremely hot chicken. And that extra modifier, that strengthener, that extremely in front of hot, that's going to help. And so is hot, right? An adjective. Hot, cold, windy, whatever. These descriptors, these modifiers that you use when constructing your prompts are all going to dictate the quality and the relevantness, I'm not sure if that's a word, of the output once you receive. So things like adverbs, negations, quantities, right? A bunch, a few, some, five, qualifiers, none, all. Again, I'm just saying things, so I don't want to keep doing that for too long. Let's do another example, but just remember that those modifiers that you select are going to have a huge determination on the output that you get. Okay, so let's look at a pretty useful example. So let's say I want to go over to YouTube. Let's say I have a channel on YouTube, which I actually do, and it is a channel dedicated to Ashley Westeisen. So if you are not subscribed, please do that so that you can help Ashley Westeisen and get her an audience more quickly that will allow for her to be heard. Okay, so what am I looking for? I'm just looking for something that's like not done super well. So this looks like it might be sort of like that. Okay, so let's check this out. So this is a random video. It's actually by Mike Duncan, who's pretty good. And so what I wanted to show you, wow. Okay, so he didn't do anything. Okay, then so let's say you have a YouTube channel like this guy, and you actually want for the search engine, right? Search engine optimization to be able to find your video and show it to people. So for you to do that, one of the things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a very good title, right? So certainly probably something not like this, although again, Mike Duncan, he's well known, so he can get away with doing something like this. But you're also going to want to have a description with lots of keywords, hashtags, again, things that are going to help the search engine understand what this video is and who it should be showing it to, right? And so let's just say, because this is actually a fine example, let's just say that you have made a video and you just uploaded it. Okay. So basically, like this person has, you just uploaded it, and now you want to basically finish the upload on YouTube by providing a really good title and a really good description that's going to rank for SEO. And so this is what you can do. Now, again, I'm not going to show you this part until the next class that we meet because I don't want to do too much at one time, but there is an extension that we can use with ChatGPT that allows for me to go to any video on YouTube, other platforms too. And it basically allows for me to get a transcript and a summary of that video. And so you can see here that I have the entire transcript, which is really long, of this video that's 37 minutes. So what I can do is I can copy the transcript in plain text, and then I can come over here and I can say to ChatGPT, I can say, you are a YouTube and SEO expert. You are going to take in the content provided and you will output a title that is optimized for SEO and a description that is at least 2,500 characters and contains a list of 20 high volume relevant keywords at the end. Each keyword should be separated, separated by a comma, okay? And I will input the content for the semicolon, you title and description as specified. Okay, there's a semicolon, and then I just paste it, right? I just pasted in all this, right? Okay, and then I hit enter. The message you submitted was too long. Isn't that a stinker? Okay, it's because I'm using the free version. That is what is wrong with that. So yeah, okay. If I wasn't using the free version, then that would have worked. So let's just try and do not so much. Let's just try and do like, okay. All right, so let's come over here. I'll make a new one. We'll reset it up. Okay, so again, you are YouTube. Same thing. And then here's the content. Here it is. Let's see what we get. Gonna work? Okay, here we go. So this is the title that it's given me, which is optimized for SEO, the Mexican Revolution, the occupation of Veracruz. And then this is the description, which I can then take and I can just copy and paste right into YouTube, right? So I could just go, if I had my, if I had my content, whatever your content is in your channel, right? Then you could basically just go and you could just copy and paste it right in there. And so something that you would have used to have to do this, and you'd have to figure out all the keywords, all the keywords, all the hashtags, everything on your own, titles, you have to do all that. Now you can literally do all of that very quickly. And again, this is just one prompt. Now, what you generally do is you revise the prompts to get what you need. But again, this is okay for, I think, this example. And so I'm going to move on, but you should certainly play around with it some more. So something else that you need to be aware of is that GTP, sorry, it was trained on knowledge up to September 2021. So that means that you can't if you ask it for certain answers, for example, maybe you ask it for a travel plan to a place and it tells you to go to a restaurant that's out of business because maybe that restaurant went out of business in 2022, right? And ChatGPT doesn't know that because it was trained on data from 2021. Now, there is an extension that I'll show you in the next class, which will allow for you to give permission for ChatGPT to access the modern web. And when you do that, then you can get answers to uh, current topics, but it's presented a little differently. So we'll cover it when we get there. Another really cool thing about ChatGPT that you should be aware of, right, is that you can prime it. Okay. You can prime it to sort of model yourself, right? So let's say, so I have a nonfiction that's coming out. Okay. First of all, at this point, right, the whole reason I'm talking to you is for Ashley Westeisen, this channel. So please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. We want to give Ashley a voice, and that's the whole reason all of these things are happening is to give Ashley that voice to get her onto CNN so that she stops languishing in a Thai prison cell. It's just ridiculous. And so please go ahead and subscribe and do that. But one thing that I have, again, is this nonfiction, and this is 32 pages. And so, again, it's sort of the start of the nonfiction that's going to be coming out that has a lot to do, that has to do with Ashley and all kinds of other stuff. And so, something that you can do is you can prime ChatGPT to sort of learn how you are, right? So I just copied 10 or 11 pages. Now, I never used any AI to help write any books. It wasn't around when I was writing them. And again, I don't need AI for writing novels and literature personally. For other things, certainly, but not for that. And so, what I could do though, just to show you, right, is how you can prime the Chat GPT to basically follow your style. So you can say, I am going to input some of my writing. I want for you to examine my style, prose, tone, content, flow, other relevant parameters. I'm such a bad speller. Parameters, and use it in order to write the next chapter. The new chapter should read the same as the one previous. The content will be input after the, I said semicolon after the colon. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we get. It's too long. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to do it again. But that's what you can do. You would want to upgrade to the plus. You don't really want to try and write whole books using AI, although there are people that are already doing it. So, it is what it is. But if you upgrade to the plus, then if you upgrade to the plus, you can use prompts that are up to 25,000. Oh, maybe it's characters and not words, or maybe it's words. I have to double check, but you can do really big prompts. And so this would have been able to work, but I'm just using again the version which everyone can do that doesn't cost $20 a month, and so that's why there's these limitations sometimes. Okay, but nevertheless, that's something that you could do. You can prime it so that you can input a bunch of stuff that you've done, and then you can ask it to output new stuff in your same style. So just think of the possibilities there. Some other useful things that you can do to save you time, and I will go through one or two of them here. So I was a teacher, and I'm still a teacher for a long time, and one of the things I always hated about my job was lesson plans, right? So one of the things you can do is just make your lesson plan. So I could do something like create a lesson plan for a grade 9 biology class over circulation of the upper body. Okay. And so let's see, we get grade level 9, we get the objectives, we get the material. Teachers are just like, oh my God. I know, I know you are, because I was too, right? Look at this. Look at this. I mean, you're just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Your job just went from 50 or 60 hours a week to a regular 40 with ChatGPT. You're welcome. You're welcome. And don't, you think this is all it can do, teachers? It can do a whole lot more. Okay. And we'll get into some of it. But yeah, it can do multiple choice. It can do true and false. It can do essay questions. It can make entire exams. So, and look, it even included, uh, really, but I mean, come on, that is pretty impressive. And your school is gonna be happy with you, and you'll be able to say, you know, I'm doing all this extra work, and maybe even get yourself some more money, and they don't even know. Just don't tell everybody how you are doing it. So that's pretty cool, right? Some other cool things that you could do is you could say like, you are a lawyer, write an appeal for this citation. So let's say you got a parking ticket, or you got some sort of ticket in the mail, or from your landlord, or from whoever, right? Okay. Well, now you don't have to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to get consultation meetings with attorneys and lawyers. Now you have the very best. They're better than the humans because this chat GTP has billions of data sources to go on, and it can pull them and extrapolate from them in real time instantly. So really cool. Another thing you could do using chat GTP is create a budget for yourself, right? You could create a budget. You could create a workout plan. You could create a meal plan. There's just really no end to that. You could compose things like you could say compose a polite decline to this email. So you get someone that's trying to get you to do something and you just don't feel like dealing with it, and you just copy and paste that email into ChatGPT and tell it to compose a polite response, that a polite decline, and then boom, paste it back in, and now you're done. You're saving yourself so much time. Okay, I'm not showing you everything because a lot of it is pretty self-explanatory and you need to practice anyway, but I'm giving you the idea so that you can understand things that you can do with them. And so some other things, and I'll show you some examples, are brainstorming, right? So you could say things like, what kind of business should I make if I like X, Y, and Z? And you list in whatever it is that you like or that your skill sets are. Or you can use it to create content. So you could say something like, you are an SEO expert. Compose a tweet using high volume hashtags and keywords about the artificial intelligence. So just because that's what we're doing. And so don't better speller. Should probably use it to help me with that. Okay, so compose a tweet using high volume hashtags and keywords about artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's see. And there you go. So, you know, you might be thinking like, oh gosh, I have to update my Facebook, or I need to, you know, I have to do a TikTok video on, I don't even know, I don't even have TikToks, on rubber bands, right? So you could say, mm, write me a 15-second script for a TikTok video on rubber bands. Include one joke. Okay, boom. And then let's see. Okay, you see that? Okay, wow. I guess that's a 15-second clip. You could do a lot longer, but again, right? So we're outsourcing a lot of work here. I was just listening. I read on the news. I look at the news once a morning about a writer's strike over in America. And I mean, it's like, be careful, guys, because they really probably don't need very many of you anymore. So just be mindful. So that's pretty cool. You can use it to create all kinds of content. I showed you how I can use it to create YouTube titles. hashtags, keywords, descriptions. Now you're seeing how you can make tweets, you can make TikTok video scripts, Facebooks, any, Instagram. I haven't got into teaching you or showing you anything about images. All that's going to come later. But it really is just scratching the surface right now. So some other cool things you can do are compare and contrast, right? So you can explain the difference between. Now, here's something that I actually didn't try. So let's try this. Let's try this together. Amazon. No, I don't want to go to my book. I want to go to my Amazon.com and let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yoni Steam. Okay. So let's click on this product, right? Now, what I'm going to do is, so I went to this Yoni Steam, this product, I found a product, right? And I want to compare it with another product. So I came into the product page and I copied the URL. I'm going to come here and I'm going to say that I want to explain the difference between product one, between this product and this product. Okay, so let's come back here. Let's see if it works. So let's come back here. I'll click on this one because it's also Yoni Team, but who knows? Helping my sister out with her business. She does herbalism. In case anyone's wondering why I'm got herbal or Yoni Steam stuff on my Amazon. What am I doing? I'm coming here. Okay, let's do this and let's hit enter. Let's see what we get. Now look at that. That is pretty cool. What I did is I just put in two URLs and asked for ChatGPT to compare and contrast different products just using the URLs. And it came in here and then it did this. And what I could do is I could say, format the two products' key differences into bullet points. Okay. And as you can see now, it's making that information even nicer for me to see. And I could even try and do something like format the previous answer inside of a table with columns. Let's see if that's going to work. Okay. And then look at that. So, I mean, are you getting blown away yet? Are you seeing just like, wow, wow, oh my goodness, this is crazy. How much time have I been doing this? Okay, I'm gonna finish up soon. We're gonna have time for all that. There's still so much to do. So compare and contrast is pretty cool. I think that you would agree. Another thing that you can do is again, you can just write long prompts. So let's say that you have a product that you are inventing and you need to make a warranty, or you work for a place and they want you to make a warranty for something, or you need an instruction manual for, so write a step by step instruction manual for washing your hands. You know, so let's see. Okay, and so again, right, if you have some other thing, then you can see how easy this would make your life. You can quite clearly see that. And so these are some pretty cool examples, I think, that I've shown today. And the last thing I want to cover is some different types of prompts. Not Yeah, I'll go a little bit longer. So different kinds of prompts. Of course, you can do a reference prompt, which I'm not going to actually show you an example of. Well, I'll write one out. So you could say like use, and then you would put in like link one, link two, however many links you want, just like you saw me with the URLs, right? So you pin those links as a reference. So ChatGPT is going to look whatever you put in, it's going to use that as a reference. And then what do you want it to do? Well, to write a 5-page article on the best beaches for my travel channel with a 10-second hook, right? Like that's what you could do. So that would be a reference type of prompt where you are using references inside of your prompt in order to produce a certain kind of output. Okay. Another one, which I already showed you, is the step by step, right? So that is a two-step process. First, you need to sort of let it know what you want. So I could say, what is the area of a trapezoid? And then I could say something like, explain that answer step by step. And then I can get it step by step, or I just follow it that way. So that's another kind of prompt, right? Where you can just ask for things to be very methodical and spelled out for you. I already showed you another one, formatting, right? I showed you that. So that's where you can make the data easier to see. So you could do something like, what are the main factors in applying to college, right? And then when it gives you that, you could say, separate the previous answer into categories. Okay, it's still giving me the answer, so I'll wait for it to finish. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. And then I can say, create a table including the original answer for these categories separated into different columns. And so again, what you're seeing here is the ability to just very quickly manipulate data and format it in a way that you want. And so that again is why it's a format type of prompt, because you're formatting your output. Another one is just prompting, right? So prompting the AI. And a good example of that one is actually back in here is the doctor. There's one in here that's a doctor, this one. And no, there's another one in here. It's another doctor, but it tells ChatGPT to wait for a prompt. Like it's supposed to ask you for more information. So you say, I have a stomach ache, right? And then it prompts you, okay, what is your gender? What is your age? What did you eat last? So that it prompts you to input more information so that you can get a better output, right? So that would be another type of prompting. A prompt type is actually that type where you're sort of a doctor patient, where you're getting prompted to provide more information so that you can get more streamlined results. The other one I really like to use is perspectives, right? And you've already saw me use that multiple times. You are a lawyer, you are an SEO expert, you are a YouTube expert, you are oh, okay, here's a really cool one. Okay, so right, let's see. You are, who do we want to be? Who do we want to be? I think it's at the bottom. Don't let me get all the way to the bottom and don't be there. That would be unfortunate. Where? You see, there's a lot, right? The drunk person. Check this out. So you want a perspective? Well, how about Buddha? I want you to act as the Buddha, right? From now on and provide the same guidance and advice that is found in the Triptaka. Okay. So really cool, right? I went to live at the monastery at Adzam outside of Kathmandu. Um, so this is pretty cool. So I'll come over here and I'll take that prompt in, okay? And it says that now I'm sitting down next to you. And my first question is, does Master Gautama claim to have awakened to the supreme perfect awakening? I have no idea what he's talking about. But let's see what Buddha has to say. And he's even speaking, and like this. And so I could say, what is the purpose of life? And then what does Buddha say? Okay. And then you get all this. You get all this stuff. Okay. All right. So cool. Pretty cool, right? You can get perspectives, right? Do you need a lawyer? Who do you need? You need a doctor, you need a lawyer, you need a dentist, you need an SEO expert, you need a religious expert like Buddha. Do you want to talk to Jesus? I mean, you decide, right? Okay, almost finished. The other two ones, actually, the last one that I'm going to mention for today is a critic. right? You can actually have someone to criticize you. So you can say like, I want you, actually, let's do a new one because right now we're talking to Buddha. I want you to act like an expert and a critic in, let's say, for novels. I want you to criticize my content below and convince me why it is bad, and then give me objective feedback for how I can improve it. Content is after the colon. There's the colon. Let's come back up here this time. Let's just get like this one page. Okay. So come here, come here, come here, hit enter, and what do we get? Okay, so it's not quite what we were hoping. Oh, yeah. See, it's being a critic. Look, see, it's being a critic. It's you being a few issues with the writing. Firstly, the use of overly complex vocabulary and sentence structures can make the reading experience cumbersome and difficult to follow. This can make it harder for readers to connect with characters. Additionally, the descriptions feel overly detailed and not entirely necessary. So you see this, like, right? Because I go into some details about like descriptives and stuff. And so it's actually criticizing me. And then it's saying to improve, simplify the language, sentence structure, make more accessible, providing descriptions that are relevant, don't overwhelm with unnecessary information, but like all this stuff, right? So pretty cool, I think. Pretty cool. So hopefully today I haven't really showed you anything new except for just more nuanced ways to use ChatGPT. But next time we'll actually move into some new, a little bit more advanced stuff. But I think that's probably good for this time. And so we will go ahead and stop there and make sure you practice. Otherwise, it's not going to stick. And remember that the entire reason for this and for all of the content on this channel is for Ashley Westeisen. So please subscribe. Tell your friends, tell anyone to subscribe. You can mute the notifications so you don't even know you're subscribing, but it makes a real difference to another human's freedom. So please subscribe and help get Ashley back into the world where she belongs. Thank you very much.